Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure review. My cat just knocked something over. Today, we are looking at the NECA Ultimate Universal Monsters Black and White Bride of Frankenstein. Yes, this is the black and white variant. I normally don't get the black and whites unless they kind of can transform, and she can transform. She has two different forms you can display her in, much like the Wolfman figure, who I also want the black and white of. But yeah, she's pretty cool. This, you see her gown is cloth and extremely soft. Like, oh my gosh, I would wear underwear made of this. Dear Lord, it's soft. Fits her magnificently, and it's even got this, like, stitching in the back. Wouldn't really be a Frankensteinian monster without stitching, now would it? Of course, she's got pretty good detailed, magnificent face. Looks just like her. Sculpted and painted perfectly. The iconic hair looks great with the white streaks. And then there's some coloration here at the top. Very beautiful. You see her bandages, a nice gray, and her little feeties. Send feet pics. No, I'm kidding. Very nice. Very, very nice. Articulation-wise, up and down on the head, and a lot of rotation. There's nothing at the bottom of the neck like a lot of figures, but, you know, you'll see that. Also, you can see her scars that are kind of on the face do go onto the neck as well, much like the Frankenstein's monster we reviewed before. Magnificent detail on these. These NECA Universal Monsters, all the ones I've gotten so far, have been incredible. You have up and down on the arms, forward and back, elbow bend, and swivel. So you got that nice rotation in there. You have forward and back on the wrists, rotation on the wrists, and then there is a bunch of articulation under the dress. You see you've got a lot of torso movement. Oh, her head fell off, but that's fine because I wanted to take it off anyway. And then there is a rubber covering here, in and out on the legs, forward and back, because she has the rubber bussy, though I suppose it's not a bussy for her, now is it? Then you have a knee bend and rotation, up and down on the feet, and pivots. And now that she's headless, maybe I'll put it back on for now. Oof, that doesn't bode well that it just kind of fell out like that, in all honesty. But, I mean, it's staying in pretty well. I guess I just pushed up the chin the wrong way. Pretty neat. She does come with mini accessories. So you saw what's attached to her, but she has a lot more. First up, we have this alternate head, which I think is more supposed to be her going and not the hiss, the iconic hiss, because it doesn't really look like a hissing head, but it makes a great screaming head if you want that. Really, really excellent. The hair is basically the same, but magnificent new face on her there. Really, really well done. She also has the bandaged head sculpt for when she is on the table. Pretty cool. And the bandaged head sculpt also comes with this eye cover, so you can... How does this go on exactly? I don't really see any clips or anything to make it stay on. I think it just kind of lays on there. Oh, that stays on better than I expected, but could probably stay on a little bit better, admittedly. But if you have her laying on her back on the table, it should be okay, unless you have a cat. So I won't be displaying her with that, but I didn't plan on it. I do want to display her with this head, though. Then she also has like two bandages that you can just kind of drape around her wrists. I believe the Mummy comes with similar bandages. I have the Mummy, I just haven't gotten around to reviewing him. Yeah, and they're both different too, which I think is a nice touch. They could have just given us the same bandage for each arm, but they didn't, and I appreciate that. See? They look good. But for risk of losing them to my cat, I don't want to display them on her. That's exactly the kind of thing my cat would love to get her little paws on. Speaking of paws, here's some interchangeable hands. They're kind of wider, more open hands. Very nice. I might do these on the color version, but I don't want to do them on this version. So, you want to transform her into her table version. First off, you pop this head out, and then you rotate her arms up. If you're watching an action figure review, you're probably not used to undressing women, so, so that's a joke, by the way. Alright, I'm allowed to tell jokes. And you just kind of slip it off like that. It's inside out. I don't want it to be inside out. There we go. See? No harm done. So now she's kind of mummy-esque. You pop this head. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That took a little more work than it should have. It's just because mine had a little extra plastic on this side that was kind of blocking it from going in. But once I kind of got that out of the way, then it was just fine. That was just kind of some leftover plastic or something on there. But yeah, then you have her in her table form. Pretty kosher, wouldn't you say? And it's a pretty easy transformation, all things considered. And you see she's got lots of new bandages and staples. Dang! Look at that. Anyway, let's do some size comparisons with her. I've switched her back to her iconic outfit for size comparisons. First up, I want to show her with some other Universal monsters in her scale. First up, you gotta show her with Frankenstein's monster. This is him from the first movie. I don't believe The Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster with the chair, is out yet at the time of recording this. But this is going up like a month after I record it, so who knows if it's out by then. At the time of recording this, Nosferatu like just dropped. So yeah, that's how she is with her intended husband. And then another Universal monster in the same scale, but from a different line. This one's not NECA. It is the Diamond Select Metaluna Mutant from This Island Earth, a film that I really need in my collection. Let's actually scoot them up. Yeah, so she's kind of normal human lady height, while Frankenstein's monster is supposed to be taller than the average man. So him towering over her like that is pretty good, and the Metaluna Mutant is also very tall. So that actually kind of works out perfectly, despite the fact that they look like they're a good bit taller than her. They're actually supposed to kind of be like that. So let's get them out of the way, of course, and then compare her with some others. Alright, how about a N.E.C.A. Here she is with the N.E.C.A. Silent Screamers Nosferatu, who is actually a smaller scale than her. I mean, it's not like that's a difference in size that could exist between two people, but could be better. How about a Monster Hunter with the McFarlane Phobos armor Doomslayer from Doom Eternal? I know he fights demons, but I could see him fighting these kinds of monsters too. Alrighty. Get them out of the way. I thought Doomslayer looked pretty good with her, but Nosferatu is maybe a little small. Now, some monster figures that NECA is kind of famous for. Aliens and Predators. Here she is with the AVP game Chrysalis Xenomorph and Hunter Predator. I think they look pretty good with her. You know, the Predators are supposed to tower over humans, and the Xenomorph is a big, imposing presence. I think this really works. Do you think Frankenstein's method, like, do you think the Frankenstein's monsters would work as incubators for Xenomorphs? Do you think they would be capable of hosting a Xenomorph embryo? I'm not sure if they would. Let me know in the comments if you think they'd be able to host one. Very cool. Alright, but that is it for size comparisons. So, what are my final thoughts on the NECA Black and White Ultimate Universal Monsters Bride of Frankenstein? Absolutely amazing figure. Every single one of these NECA Universal Monsters I have gotten so far has been incredible once I popped them open. I think her dress is great. Her transformation is easy. She's got a lot of good relevant accessories. I think they really went above and beyond on her. If they didn't have it so that you could put her in her earliest look, I don't think anyone would have complained, but the fact that you can do that is really impressive. And that is how I will be displaying her, because I can't even think of another figure that has her like that. But I do plan on getting the in-color version, which I will review. I think they're just repaints. This is just a repaint of the in-color one, I believe. But still, very cool. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And we'll be seeing you all next time. Bye for now.